Hi guys, welcome to Pro Podcast. I'm your host for Dear Mama, and today I've brought another guest with me. Hopefully, we'll learn something from her as well. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Betty. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. My child is 1 year old. His name is Romain.
I really like your son's name.
Oh,
It's so
thank you
cool,
so
so
much.
unique. Moms,
Asante.
tunawapatia name ideas.
It's
Tuanze
unique, eh?
Yeah, very,
Oh,
very
really?
unique.
Thank you.
Did you plan for your pregnancy?
Yeah, sure, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
You knew when you wanted to get pregnant, what month you wanted to give birth.
Okay, what I did actually, in December of 2021, I went to the gynecologist and then I was put on those supplements. You see, like they usually advise that maybe prior to getting pregnant, like 3 months earlier, it's important that you prepare your body for the pregnancy. So I started taking those folic acids. They're called folic acids, yeah. And then my projection was maybe by February I'll conceive and then delivery in November. So it was like some calculated move. You know, I'm a mathematician, so I do a lot of calculations about everything ideally. So I conceived around, okay, actually it's on 12th of February 2022, and
You
then
even know the exact date you conceived.
yes.
That's so cool.
And then now I delivered my baby on 7th of November 2022, and apparently they share the birthday with the father.
Oh, was that planned as well?
No, that one was spontaneous. It just happened. I don't know. Like odds converged to that direction.
That's so cool. What was your pregnancy like?
Okay. Most part of my pregnancy, I was busy. Yeah, I was doing so many things, and I think I didn't really struggle a lot. Romain is cool, calm, and collected, maybe even before birth. So I didn't see quite a picker. Those things.
Quite a picker?
No, I didn't
God's
vomit.
chosen one.
I wasn't nauseated. I think the only major thing that I had is maybe fatigue, and that was way later in the pregnancy. But those other things, the first trimester things, the only thing maybe that was a major red flag that I had, there was some time, I think at around 9 weeks, I had some kind of bleeding. The spotting, you know, that one is usually very dangerous. And then I was given some tablets, you know, the first one, usually very tiny tablets, and then one cost around 80 shillings, and then you usually put on them in a span of maybe 3 to 6 months. But I think I had them for only 2 months. Yeah, and that was enough.
Why? What did they tell you? Why you were bleeding or spotting?
Okay, well, no, they usually make assumptions. Maybe they say your cervix is weak, yeah, something like that. But ideally, you shouldn't. That's a red flag. So when I saw that, I went to the hospital immediately. Actually, that's when you should act immediately. It's like when a baby has a fever. And so they put me on those medications. Yeah, that was the only major thing. But I don't think I had these other problems. And then the other thing was maybe fatigue. That's yon kawaida. Oh, and then now the last month was long. That month doesn't end. It doesn't end because like you're tired, muscle pull, joto mingi, and then sometimes you sleep on the floor because your temperatures are rising. No, you're just feeling too hot. Like hivo. But
and then you can't sleep on one side. You have to sleep on the other.
And then now that one for sleeping on, keeping turning. But they usually say majorly you sleep on your left.
You shouldn't sleep on your back at all.
Yeah, because of sitting the breathing, some biology there. Yeah, but now I was told to sleep mostly on my left side. Yeah.
And now when it came to giving birth, you told me you went with your personal doctor.
Yeah.
The same gynecologist you were seeing throughout?
Yes.
Okay, and what was it like? Did you labor for long?
Oh, me, I didn't experience labor. Mine was elective. Is it selective or elective CS?
Oh, you chose to do
Okay, like I didn't ideally choose. So for the last antenatal clinic, they examined me and then they said my baby's too big. My baby was around 3.5 kgs, and then they said I have, there's this type of cervix that is usually very rare, like it's shallow. I don't know, it's wide and shallow, something like that. And then they said like maybe I will not have the stamina to push the baby. So they thought maybe the best option for me was that CS, but nevertheless I think it was just around that time that I delivered, because actually, according to the prediction, the latest I'll have my baby was on 11th. Yeah, so then they booked me in on 4th. And then on 4th, it's like they forgot something. I don't know. When I went on 4th, then I was sent back home again. But that time I was being told that in case of anything, make sure that you contact. I was given the number of the nurse in charge. And so I went back on 11th. That's on 7th now. That's when my gynecologist was available. Then I was told, don't feed for 6 hours before the theater. And then at around 3 or maybe 2:50 there, they started preparing me for the theater. And then I got into the theater at around 3:14. My mom was so skeptical. Like, my mom is those people that are very paranoid. And she was like, what happens? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to the theater, and then, as I told you, it happened very fast. That they started operating on me at around 3:14. Now, on my right, there was a clock. Now, that's what I was using to calculate the minutes. So,
mathematician. How do you in
yeah,
that situation?
so yes, so they debuted the operation at around 3:14, and at 3:28, the baby was pulled out. He was whitish. I don't know why they're usually whitish.
They're so whitish.
Yes.
I also don't get it.
And then now they came. They told me, here's your baby. He's a boy. Of course, I was happy. Okay, I knew it's a boy. I had done several of those scans. And then now, after that, I wasn't happy because he was a direct replica of his father. Okay, nevertheless, I was happy that I'm a mom. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Nice. So you told me you planned your pregnancy right through birth.
Yeah.
So some of the things that most parents don't really talk about, even as they plan to have a baby, is things like parenting styles and parenting philosophies. Is that something that you and your husband had a conversation of before having a baby?
No. Apparently, we didn't even think about it. And okay, the only thing that we're very careful about is finances. And having our health insurance in place. Alternative, we had AAR and NHIF. So I think what was major to us was the health insurance. We didn't even discuss, like, what do you like about. Actually, when I went to give birth, we didn't even have a name for the baby.
You didn't pick a name before?
We didn't pick a name before. That's something we discussed later on after the baby was born. And so he came up with Romy, but I said, Romy sounds so familiar. It's like Mtumba. So I added the N. Yeah. So I added the N, and then she became Romain. Yeah, but even Romain was there, but now the spellings are different. When you search it, there's Romain, there's Romain. Just you modify those last letters. Yes.
Interesting. So then when the baby came, did you have any roles, any parental roles you felt like, as a mom, I'm going to do this, and as a dad, now maybe wewe utakuwa unaosha mtoto while me I do this?
Okay, so with CS, there are so many restrictions. And so when I had my baby, we didn't have a nanny. So he's the one that used to do everything, literally. Me, I never used to do anything. And then now I had my sisters, moms, all of them, like I wasn't doing anything ideally. Yeah, even that washing the baby, like now my mom used to come, atukua mbali sana, the proximity. So she used to spend some time and to clean the baby. But sometimes I used to do the guesswork. I clean the eyes, then napata mikono ujaosha. Yes, then you've forgotten the ears, the legs. Yeah, such things. But ideally, there were no specific roles, because now he's the one that used to do everything for us, from cooking, cleaning. Yeah, like he did that for around almost 3 months.
Oh, that's very supportive. Right, so after the 3 months, you were feeling a bit more healed and stronger, I'm assuming, because you went back to work, right? So did you guys, after now the 3 months, did you assume any roles, or did you ever feel like this is the role for my husband, or this is supposed to be my role?
Okay, not at all. You know what happened? Like, actually, after having the baby, I had my siblings around. So like they used to be there most of the time, and also he was there. So we didn't assume any particular role, but at that time I had a house help So like he stopped doing most of the things, and then now the house help started doing for me. Maybe what he used to do sometimes is cook for us. And now the only issue that was there, when now we had a house help, he didn't know that he was supposed to be somehow consistent, like akaanza kupotea potea. And then like now sometimes maybe for the first time I had a day bag, so she used to leave at around 5. And now you see, for him, he started assuming that now that you have a house help, you don't need me as much. But now you see, I needed to rest. You see, when you're a mom, you really get fatigued and you require a lot of rest. You see, you're deprived of sleep or something like that. So there was that like build up of resentment. Now, like, why is this guy not showing up? Why is he assuming things? Like, and then you're humans, you forget even the things he used to do for you. And then I started complaining, like, why are you not showing up? Then for him, it's like, see, uko na house help, what else do you want? Unaelewa? So maybe that was another issue, but particularly we didn't assume like this is what he's supposed to do. In my mind, I expected, I'm that kind of person, I don't like telling people what to do. Just be self-driven and do what is expected of you. So I thought he will be as consistent as before, but now things changed. And then now there was that kind of disagreement, like, why is he not showing up? But again, later on, he came and he resumed something like that. You know, that time he used like akitoka job, he doesn't come. He comes later, maybe at 7 or 8. And then you see, when you have a small baby, you need someone to be there for you, even to hold the baby for you so that you can feed. And especially when you're a new mom, you really don't know how to multitask with a baby. And then you know this year's thing, you don't sit long, you don't sleep for long. There are so many things that you don't do for long. Like kila kitu iko na the time limit, that to what extent can you strain. You know, even that one determines your healing period. So I think that was the major challenge, but particularly I can't say that you assume, okay, me, I expect the one that is available to work. Yes, not that now you expect because maybe I'm the mother or something. Like, these things are not cast on a stone. They are quite flexible because assuming I'm not available, you see, like sometimes maybe even for our work, we leave work very late. Sometimes we travel away. Okay, though I've not, for the times I've traveled with the nanny and the baby because he's still breastfeeding. But I think, to me, mwenye ako tu afanye kazi. Yes.
That's interesting. So you've also mentioned that as a mom, you do get exhausted.
A lot.
Like, it can be overwhelming.
Sana.
And then one other thing, I actually read something very interesting. It says that when you're giving birth, you give birth to your baby, and then you give birth to a mother, because you know you were never a mother before. You were just yourself.
Yeah.
And this changes you in so many ways. Like, for instance, a study has been done that a woman's brain changes, like rapidly changes from after giving birth until at least 2 years.
Yeah.
So you lose some
memory. You forget a lot.
Not even the forgetting, like just completely changing. You lose some gray matter, and then your hormones also change, like, completely. So you become a totally different person. You get? And then this can give you a bit of identity crisis. Yes. So how did you navigate that? Or did you even feel it?
Okay, well, the only thing I realized was that maybe even prior to giving birth, you forget a lot. I don't know why what happens.
Yeah.
Like, unasahau. I want to tell you something in the next 1 minute. I can't remember what I was to tell you. But okay, that thing about identity, I don't know. Like self-identity?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, but I think for me, one thing led to the other. I don't know, but I didn't even realize there's something like self-identity because, okay, the only issue can say when you become a new mother, you don't have time maybe for yourself or something. Yeah. But I think luckily I've had my family, my sisters, my brothers, and my friends. They've been very supportive. I think what really helps you navigate such a situation is your support system. That is what matters. Like, are there people to hold it down for you? Ideally, I think many will struggle with that when you don't have people to support you. And in my opinion, that if maybe even you have a friend who has given birth and they have a small baby, even when you visit them, like unaenda kushika mtoto, please help them do something, even if it's cleaning the dishes or something. Don't just go there to sit and watch them. It's so unfair because like you're wasting their time. They are tired. Not that they don't want you, but you see this person, even hold the baby and let the person nap for some minutes, because motherhood is tiring, very tiring. It's energy sapping, and you can even like this thing called postpartum depression. Like if you really don't have people to support, it can be weary and even you hate motherhood. But again, if you have adequate support system, that's why me I usually say, if you are in a position, say everyone has a different financial muscle, but if you're in a position to always have a house help, able have continuous replenishment of stock. Don't go a day without a house help, because you will strain a lot. You will strain a lot. Even if you're normal delivery mother or whatever, you need help. That's the baseline at the end of the day. So me I usually say, me I can't stay even a single day. I usually like, kama I have a house help, then I have some stock, anyone I can call, like huyu akisema naenda leo napigiwa mwingine, hebu kuja kesho asubuhi. Me I can't stay a day without a house help, because you strain a lot. So I don't think personally I've struggled with that identity thing. You know, identity is broad. Even your body, how your body responds to giving birth, your body coming back to shape after giving birth. Self-identity is broad. You cannot even really discuss in 30 minutes and finish. But I don't know, but you see me, like for my body, within 1 month, everything had gone back to normal. Yes. I usually weigh 50 kgs. So within 1 month, I was again 50 kgs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Right. So you mentioned that our support system has really helped you. So one other thing in parenting is now philosophies or parenting styles. Did you ever identify any? I know of 4. There's the authoritative parent. There's a parent who can be authoritarian, and then there's a neglectful parent, and then a permissive one. Yes. So let me tell you a bit. Have you ever heard of them, Kwanza?
Okay, I can understand from the words.
Oh, from the words, right. Now, but for the audience who might not, let's clarify for them a bit. So an authoritarian parent is one who's like extremely strict. So in Amanisha, their word is law. The child's input doesn't really matter. It's the communication is one way. The parent communicates and the child obeys. And then for an authoritative one is one who, like, they almost meet halfway, but they're still strict. Second one. You get? No, like they meet halfway, but they're strict. You get? They will be discipline.
Which but one explanation.
Is that? This is for the authoritarian. Yes.
There's authoritative and authoritarian.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So authoritarian is the first one. Okay. Authoritative.
Yeah.
The parent can discipline the child, but it comes with explanations. And then the communication is more or less like they meet halfway. The child's needs will be listened to, but then there will be situations where, of course, the parent has to stand their ground. You get? If they're being strict on something, but they'll explain, it won't be their word is law. And then the permissive one is more the one who's more of like a friend to the child. You get? So they don't really put any strict rules or anything. They just let the child, they're just more friends with the child, no really discipline or anything. And then for the neglectful one is the one who's basically just providing basic needs. As long as amekupatia food, shelter, that's it. They're not really involved in the child's life. So where do you lie?
Okay, I'm more of number 3. Like, I want to be, my aim is, even when Romin is old and cray, I want to be his best friend. I want him to be in a position that he can confide in me. Like, he can tell me anything. Of course, I'll guide from experience and maybe what my expectations. Of course, I wish him the very best, and I pray that he grows up to be a good man, just a good person. And so I think I really don't like that aspect of being too strict. Like, can we have a conversation? Maybe if it's done something wrong, can we discuss this issue? And maybe going forward, can we have an MOU? So I think I'm that kind of parent. I just want us to be best friends. He can confide in me. Staki like akienda, maybe when he has an issue, he'll find other people to tell. No, when he tells me as a mother, you can even pray about it. But, when he tells other people, maybe they'll discuss him. So I just want to be his best friend for life. Like, Yeah, I'm his best friend, and he can tell mama anything that bothers him. Even when maybe he's 14 and then he tells me he feels like dating, he won't fear to tell me. And then I'll advise as a parent, like maybe from experience, this is what is expected of you at 14 years. Yeah, me, I just want to be his friend. I don't like exerting too much authority. Even my voice can't do that.
Sauti yenyewe imekataa.
Yes, even my voice can't do that. Yeah, you know, I really, there's a book we read in high school, Shades of Tenderness, and then there's this phrase that was saying, I hate it especially when women shout, and for sure I do. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I find myself lying kwa the friendly bit, but I really try to be authoritative. Not the extremely strict one,
Yeah.
but I want my child to be able to survive the world without me. I know out there things are not everyone is your friend, obviously.
Yeah.
Like there's rules that have to be followed. I need him to understand that hii dunia tunaishi, there's rules, there's certain things that you must do, there's certain things that you can't do. But either way, I'm here for you. In case you need anything, I'm still your mom. I'll always be there. So I feel like for me, I want him to be able to survive even when I'm not there. And being his friend is good, yes, for the relationship, but he also needs some discipline. So I tend to lie hapo between the two.
Okay, but let me give my 2 cents. You see, being a friend, let me tell you, magic happens when you respond with love to every situation. Let me tell you, even the people that are in jail, they're not the worst people we have in the world. But if they have someone who shows them some love, trust me, they'll change for the best. So you don't have, in my opinion, you don't have to be really. We see when you're a friend, you can really guide easily. You see, when I tell maybe Romin, Baba, don't do this is wrong, this is right. You see, you're friends. Yeah. And even you, when you correct your friend, it's very easy to do it, other than when now he knows that as a mother, I'm coming from a point of hunger, or like hata naeza mchapa, he knows that there's that probability of him getting beaten. So I think, to me, my life, in life, I try to respond with love to every situation, even for my siblings when they wrong me. At the end of the day, I don't like looking at amenikosea leo, but what is this other good thing that this person has done to me? You see, like my sisters, when I gave birth, and my brothers, they used to come take care of me. My brother even used to come and wash the clothes for the baby, you see, and it's very rare to find maybe a boy doing that, you see. So I think, yeah, in as much as, you see, even to install that discipline, in my opinion, as long as you're a friend and you are approachable, you know, the aspect of being a friend is you are approachable, asiogope. Unaelewa, si ati akivunja kikombe you'll shiver the whole day wondering utafika saa ngapi, unaelewa. Yeah, so I think even installing that discipline in a child, as long as you're friends, it's easy. Because even for you, when you have your best friend, akikosea unamwambianga live, like, this is wrong, can you stop it? And they take it with a lot of love and kindness, then this person is concerned about me. I think that's my perspective. I don't know.
Now that's
it's not the gospel truth, but
that's authoritative. Yeah, kukua friendly, like the permissive one, you don't set boundaries. Oh. But you see, with the authoritative one, it's different, because you can communicate as a friend, yes, but you still set boundaries. You still set strict boundaries, which I think is really nice as well. Do you have any other philosophy outside of hizi zenye tumepatiwa as a textbook that you go by as a parent?
Sasa kama nini? No. Okay, so those ones are the umbrella points. I've given the broader perspective. I think that's adequate.
Yeah. So one more thing I actually read that's interesting with the authority. Hey, ijina.
Nakukanganya jameni.
Authoritarian parent. The problem with that is the child might end up having low self-esteem, and then also our watu wako shy. Most of them were raised with very strict parents, and then another thing is they'll probably have a problem making their own decisions. Authoritarian, where you're actually taking the child's input, builds their self-confidence as well, and their social skills. And then being friendly also builds their social skills. But if you're just too friendly without any boundaries, the problem with that is mtu atakuwa a bit spoiled, unajua? So they will have problems even managing their emotions. like because anajua either way, like nothing happens. There's no rules or anything. So if they become angry, they become completely angry. If they decide to overeat, they just overeat because there's no boundaries. So yeah, it's good to learn about these things, and yeah, and
Okay,
as you
I'm
go along
safe, you
the
say.
way. You're safe, you're good. Uko
Okay.
pazuri.
So,
Right. So any lessons that you've picked up along the way in your 1 year of being a mom?
yeah, my baby is 1 year now. 2 weeks, okay, 15 days.
Wait,
1 year,
una count
15.
the days.
Yeah. The lessons I've picked along. The number one lesson, okay, the major challenge with motherhood is this house helps thing. Getting the right nanny for your baby can be quite a task.
Yeah.
But, okay, one thing I've learned, no house help is worth the headache. Like,
What do you mean?
okay, like, you see, when you come to work, you're struggling, you understand?
Yeah.
When you go home, you need comfort.
Yeah.
Like, get someone who makes your life easy.
Yeah.
Like, pay them to make your life bearable, not someone who worsens your life. That is one major lesson I've picked up. And then another thing, probably, as a mother, now that one even I've learned from my friends, there are so many dynamics. There are people that have babies and then the fathers disappear.
Yeah.
You see, as a mother, or maybe when you're planning to have a baby and get pregnant, you should always have it at the back of your mind. You can never run away from the pregnancy, and you can never run away from the baby. You are the one in direct contact with the child. So in as much as maybe you may have someone to help you out, you also need a plan B. Nanielewa? Like, let not all your hopes be pegged on one person. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to be smart enough to like have an alternative, because in case of anything, you are the one that is there in direct contact with the baby. Yeah.
What can I ask? What do you mean by an alternative?
Okay, like, unaona, you see there are some people that maybe when you have at least some income, hata kama ni shilingi 100 unaingiza kwa siku, it's worth it than just saying, I'm sitting here, I'm babysitting, blah, blah, blah. No. And you see, by having some income, I'm not like biased to white collar jobs. Not everyone has gone to school, but find something to do that can give you something at the end of the day. In as much as you're being supported, you also need something for yourself. And another lesson I've learned, when you have a baby, some people imagine that there is one-to-one mapping from how you feed and milk production. No, milk production requires a calm mind. Yeah. You don't have to be stressed, hydrate enough. So also, when you have a baby, take good care of your body. Don't just feed anyhow because now it's in your mind. Nahitaji maziwa. No, my dear, it's not like have a balanced diet. Just have adequate food. There's no one-to-one mapping from how you eat to the milk you produce. Just need enough fluids. Like, take a lot of water and, have a balanced diet. Take good care of your body. Yeah, look good. You don't have to, like, announce to everyone, hey, I'm a mother. No, smell nice. Okay? Yes. Siende ati unatembea unanuka maziwa, nini. Yeah, just look good. Yeah, take good care of yourself so that you can also be able to take good care of the baby. Yeah, even a baby. And then by all means, try to be a happy mother, because enjoy the motherhood against all odds, everything constant. Like, when it comes to motherhood, you have to also many things constant. I know the economy is tough and things are hard, but try your best to hold everything constant. Really, yes. And most importantly, stay prayed up. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for having a conversation with me. I've learned a few things from you as well, and I'm sure there's moms who have as well. So thank you so much for coming on Dear Mama.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. Also share and follow us on all our socials at Pro Podcast Kenya. Until next time, bye.